Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray.
Good morning. I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
And here we are once again.
Here we are once again. Labor Day's over.
Well.
Did you labor on Labor Day?
All day.
I
That's
bet
what
you
I
did.
do. I did.
So
yeah.
did
I guarantee you I did.
It was
Lots
the
to do.
conclusion of the Tennessee Walking Horse celebration.
Did you go wrap it up?
It's putting it all back together so you can
Yeah.
figure out who to charge for what and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of a big deal for us. And
It is, and
Sure it
and
is,
trying to
yeah.
get all the equipment put together back in the studio because we
Right.
have to take a lot of stuff out of here over to shovel.
Over to shovel?
Yeah,
some of it we never see again.
that's true.
You know,
Anytime you haul your stuff.
last year we had a big screen television that got left there on the last night of the show, and we found out that after the show they come in there and with these big steam cleaners and they clean that entire facility. You know,
Yeah.
with these steam cleaners and pressure washers, and.
They do that to your TV?
Yeah, it never worked again.
Oh, wow.
You know, so but anyway.
But it was mighty clean.
Yeah, right.
Mighty clean, mighty clean, mighty
Right.
clean.
Yeah. It was a
Good
big
grief.
weekend for football too, though, as we had
Lord
high
have
school
mercy.
and
High school won
college
again.
both. Yeah.
College football started this
Yeah.
weekend. They had and the pros weren't on because they're going to start this next weekend, I guess. So college football was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
It was a bazillion games
Yeah,
played.
absolutely.
Bazillion.
A bazillion.
A bazillion,
Were they
yes,
taking
ma'am.
a knee?
They weren't taking a knee.
I hope not.
They weren't. Those guys aren't taking a knee.
No, they're going to do what they're told.
They're going to do what they're told or lose their scholarship.
Right.
They get to go back home.
Yeah.
These other guys, they can't do that with them.
If people don't show up, they can. You know, if people quit showing up, just watch them.
Well, that's true. That's true. There's one guy, the one pro guy is not showing up right now because he doesn't like his contract, and it's costing him $868,000 a week not to go.
Wow.
He makes almost $1 million a game.
It's a lot of money.
Unreal.
Huh? Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
$1 million a
it
game.
is incredible.
So
It
if you
is.
make $1 million a game and miss one or two, I guess I could be all
I
right
could
with
handle
that.
it.
By the way, our friend
I just
I
want
could
1
still
year.
eat. I
Give
could
me
still
1
eat.
year
Yeah.
and $800,000.
Coach Olive said
One.
one time, we asked Coach Olive one time if he would, did he aspire to be a college coach, and he said, I'd go up there. If I could just get 1 year as head coach, I'd be good.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause the minimum is about $3 million in
Oh,
a big
wow.
school.
Oh, yeah.
A year. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't think anybody lost that was supposed to win other than Miami. Some people thought Miami was going to beat
They didn't have a
LSU.
very
LSU
good, very
just
good day.
wore them out.
Yeah, LSU was better than I think a lot of people thought, and Miami had some issues I thought with their offensive line. Was not quite what it needed to be.
Are you interested in this,
No, I was
Peggy?
just phasing out, and I was on another zone.
By the way, our Alante Taylor, who was graduated last year from Coffee County High School, started for UT on
Great.
Saturday. So I mean, as a freshman, that's quite an accomplishment in the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And they did some good
He did pretty
things.
good. He blocked a punt for one thing. The punt ended up rolling about 30 yards in the right direction, but he was there for the block.
For the
and-
touch.
Yeah.
Good
So,
for him.
I can imagine how intimidating that would be to be on that field. I'd be a little nervous, you know, when you're
A
18
freshman?
years old.
18
freshman,
years old.
yeah,
Well,
18 years
hey,
old.
if you're good, you're good.
And he's
take
a
it
good,
to
he's,
take it to
he's
him.
absolutely a good one. So.
Isn't that right, Peggy?
Yeah, it
if you're
is.
good, you're
If
good.
you're good,
I mean,
you're good. If you're
bring
not,
it
you're
on.
not. I'm sorry, I don't know enough about
Bring
it.
it on.
to
Well,
even
that's good in
discuss it,
anything.
so-
That's good
Well,
in anything.
it's kind of like getting on stage, which a lot of the folks that you know, in front of a crowd and singing or whatever, you know. John and I were always too stupid to be afraid.
Yeah.
We were
Or too drunk.
too nervous.
Too stupid.
You know, we never
too
got
drunk.
nervous really
Y'all
about
have
that
got to
thing. We
quit
don't know
admitting
why.
all your problems.
Well, we didn't have problem. There wasn't a problem
No
with
problems
it.
then,
It would be a
right?
problem now
Yeah.
if we're still doing that.
It wasn't a problem.
No problem.
Everybody in the world was that way.
Yeah. Especially in the world we lived in there for a long time.
Yeah, oh, heavens, yes. Yeah, heavens, yes. Labor Day.
Have you got a
Labor Day.
Exploring for
Close the pool, open the grill. Take the boat out for one last thrill. Shoot a dove over a cornfield. Summer is waning, fall's in the air, Friday night lights shine everywhere. Pick up the books, put your toys away. The vacation's over, it's Labor Day.
I liked that. That was a good one.
So
Was
it's
that
time
longer?
to.
Was that a little longer than usual?
Sometimes.
Does it matter
Sometimes
how
they
long
are.
a loku is?
Nah,
Okay.
doesn't matter. Just however you want to make it,
You
long,
just make
short.
you make your own rules when it
Make my own
comes to
rules.
loku.
That's what I was telling. Michael Bush is out there in the audience with us today. He's getting ready to have a show. Well, he has a show at the Art Center. He's getting ready to change it out to Phase 2, and we were just talking about that. Doing creative people are just sort of outside of the box where normal people live, and you do what makes you happy.
I don't really know any normal people. Do you really know any normal people? What is normal? How do you?
I don't know. I can't define it.
It's hard to
I couldn't
define
either.
normal,
But
yeah.
now that you mention it, I
Oh,
don't know that I know a lot of
There's
normal
one that's
people.
normal in the audience.
Yeah, he's normal. Look at the guys he's sitting with. When they get up here and see if you think they're normal, that's anything but normal back there.
The guy with the black hair, I'm not even sure who that is, but he's definitely
That's
not
Jamie
normal.
Harden back there. He's got.
I see Jamie, and he's pretty normal now. He probably wasn't at some phase of his life, but I
Well,
think
he
he's
was
turned it
normal
around.
until he ran across Fuzz and they started running together,
Yeah,
and then
right.
it all just
Right.
went away, up in
Right.
smoke,
Yeah.
up in smoke.
They're good guys.
Dark and cool, the light breeze over her, created by the oscillating fan across the room. The white noise helps her steal an extra 30 minutes as she greets the holiday morning in her bed cover cocoon.
I'm gonna have to think about that. Did you get it?
Well, no, because John threw me off to start with because I thought this might be a little off color and not appropriate for the show. But then,
No, that's interesting. Yeah.
and then I
Don't you
didn't
have?
focus.
Everybody's got a bed cover cocoon.
Okay.
That's your sheets and blanket that you rolled up in when you're getting that extra 30 minutes of sleep. It feels so good, and you're all
Yeah,
nestled in
okay.
there, and the cool breeze is coming over the top of you, and there's a fan, white noise that makes it just so, it's so good. You just don't
And it
want
does he live on?
You don't want to get out of bed. You just don't want to get out of bed for anything in the
Yeah, I
world.
got it. Good job.
Doesn't make any difference whether y'all understand or not, really.
I know.
Okay, well, as long as
It's
I'm
in your
happy,
head.
it's all
That's
about
right.
me.
It's
Don't
all
y'all
about
It
realize
took a
it's
while
all
for us to
about
catch
me?
on.
Huh?
It took a while for us to catch
Yeah,
on.
we were just.
Well, that's
kind
what
of-
makes it fun.
Yeah.
You try to trying to figure out somebody else's mind
you
is
can't do
really,
that.
yeah, but it's so interesting to try to piece all that together. And that's one of the things that Michael's going to be up here talking about later on. Is he has a show that is about, it's a mirror of America, and it's about all the things in America that aren't really that nice.
Well,
You know, the
yeah.
disturbing things that go on, and it's a political statement in a
On
way.
reality.
He was showing me one where he has a car, and it's about texting and driving, and the car and the front of it's cracked open, and you look down in there, and there's a cell phone laying down in there in the crack, and it says, "I love you, see you soon." Not really.
Yeah,
You
not
don't
really,
see
it's
nobody.
over, yeah.
So it's a very
There is a dark-
educational.
There's a dark side to all
Just
the
all
light
kinds of
sides.
stuff.
There's all kinds of stuff that goes on that we'd
we'll
like to not
discuss that.
notice.
Michael and I'll discuss that. We'll have a lot of fun with him because he's a great guy.
Yes,
I
he is.
love it every time Michael comes around. Woody Bedford's out there. I guarantee you, he's got all things Lynchburg on his mind.
And Blossom Merriman's
Blossom
out there ready to
Merriman's
talk
out-
about
and
Ward
she's
Race in the
Ward-
museum.
And I want to know: have you ever seen a wart race?
I have not.
I mean, that's got to be slower than a turtle.
And never
a
hope
wart.
to see one.
How fast can a wart race?
What is he talking
I
about?
don't know.
What do you think he's been smoking before
I don't
the
know.
show? I mean, he's out there
There's
today.
cannabis in there.
No. Hey, that's my high dollar. That's my high dollar
Your high
pocket
dollar
square
pocket
right
square.
there. Yeah.
I love it.
You go to Brooks Brothers or go to any store and buy that right there. It's
For $100.
it's about $25, and you can go right out there to Joann's Fabric.
Cut you
and
off
get
a piece.
Well, no, they have them.
Oh, they
Quarter
do?
of a yard, $2.38.
Can't beat
No
it.
kidding.
Yeah, it's Fold it up, stick it in your pocket.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that.
You do now.
I want to
do now.
mention Erica Wonder's concert.
You
It's coming
do?
up- It's coming up this Sunday.
Is it?
At 2:30.
Very good.
Yes. I hope that people will show up. It's going to be a great
It will be very
concert.
good. And then
She's
when's
very talented.
the Scottish one?
That's the following week.
Following Sunday?
No, it's 3 days.
3 days. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Correct. Yes.
What's that called?
Quetra.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot
Celtic.
of interesting things.
Gaelic.
So,
Should be
Gaelic.
nice, yeah.
Yeah, men in skirts.
Men in skirts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go there either, John. We got in big trouble for that one time.
Wearing skirts?
No.
Chasing skirts.
One of us made some comment about something.
Well,
that had to
speaking
do with
about that.
And we got cards and letters about that.
Did you
Phone
really?
calls, yeah.
Speaking about that, I had a buddy, and somebody asked him if he was a player back when he was young. And he's a player. He said, yeah, I was a player. He said, I left skirts, a trail of skirts behind me all across the world till I got to Scotland, and boy, was I surprised then.
Okay, folks, if you're into that, and I think it's a great thing, remember that John said that. I had no part of that today.
It's a joke. Get over it.
Absolutely learned
Get
my
over
lesson
it.
years ago.
Get your feelings off your sleeve and get over it. Everybody's so politically correct, you can't even, it's hard to breathe.
It's hard to make a sentence.
Yeah,
Exactly.
get over it. You know, just get over it. Like we're going to get over this segment right now.
Thank
We'll be
goodness.
back after this commercial break. How about that?
All
You
right.
ready for
I'm
this?
We're
Great
ready for
statement.
this.
Great statement.
Russell's got your truck, man. Russell's got your truck.
Keith Barnett here at the Russell Barnett Automotive family, and we have sold so many new trucks. We've got over 100 pre-owned trucks to choose from. Any make, any size, any model. It's as easy as going to russellbarnett.com to check out our pre-owned truck inventory. And remember, why buy your next truck anywhere else?
With the best selection anywhere, Russell's got your truck, man.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're pleased to have joining us on the set now Michelle Matthews, and Michelle is with the, UT Extension.
TSU Extension.
And you are dealing primarily, I think you said, with 4-H. Is that
Correct.
right? Okay.
Yes. I have 4-H responsibilities.
The program or the people you work for is actually the University of Tennessee. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And what exactly does that program do that you're involved in?
Well, I guess you could consider the University of Tennessee an umbrella, and UT Extension falls under that umbrella.
I see.
And then 4-H is just a part of UT Extension.
How did you actually get involved in dealing with 4-H? Is that something you've always had interest in?
Not necessarily. I just had the right degree for it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I have a degree in family and consumer sciences, human ecology, and my dream in college was to become a nutritionist, a registered dietitian, but I chose to not go that path and see what else was available, and working for the university was, and 19 years later I'm still here, so
Yeah.
I pretty much, I enjoy it.
I started to say, I guess it's fair to say that you enjoy what you do, if that being the case.
Yeah.
You probably had some education though as a nutritionist, I guess, didn't you? You had some classes in that. Do you find that helps you in life now, that you eat healthier and do that kind of thing?
Let's just say I have the knowledge, but I don't necessarily practice.
Yeah.
But I try.
Yeah.
And I try to set a good example for my family and the youth that I work with.
Right.
And it has helped me with the youth that I work with in 4-H, because a lot of things that I teach are, foods and nutrition, cooking, sewing, that sort of thing.
I guess we don't hear as much about, or at least I don't, hear as much about 4-H as I might have when I was a lot younger, but it's still there and it's still, I guess, flourishing.
Absolutely, it is still there and it is flourishing. And we're growing with the times. So many people still think that 4-H is just about, home ec, cooking and sewing and agriculture, farming, raising cattle, growing plants. But we're much more than that. We have project areas that are in performing arts, which is kind of modern, and technology. In fact, kids are encouraged to prepare a portfolio in their project area, which is basically record keeping, documentation of everything that they have done in their project, and they build on that year after year. This year, or I should say this coming year, we're actually moving away from like a printed portfolio, which ultimately looks like a book, to kids are developing websites, which will be their portfolio. So we are, we're growing with the times, and we're not going away.
Do you work in your position primarily with high school kids, or?
4th through 12th grade. So I would say most of my time is spent with 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. Because we have direct contact with them in the schools. Once youth are in 7th grade, they have opportunities to participate in 4-H, but those opportunities are outside of the classroom. So we do lose a lot of kids in the middle school grades because we are not at the school, because also at that time, kids have more opportunities and they're really having to pick and choose. Do I want to be involved in sports? Do I want to choose FFA? Do I want 4-H to be my main focus? So we really kind of struggle to keep those 7th through 12th graders, but we try to make the program appealing so that kids will want to be involved.
So you, in your position working for the university, you have an office, I assume, in this county. Is that correct?
I sure do.
Right. And I was just trying to get in my mind how your position actually works. So do you actually go to schools and try to encourage people to become involved in 4-H?
Yeah, we do. We go, beginning in October, we'll go to all of the elementary schools in Coffee County, and that includes Manchester City, Coffee County, and Tullahoma. There are a couple of schools in Tullahoma that we're not in, not because we don't want to be, just because they choose to not have us. But we conduct our regular monthly program where we conduct a contest, make announcements, let them know what they can do outside of the classroom in 4-H. Once they get into 6th grade, especially toward the end of the school year, we really try to make those 6th graders aware that, okay, next year you're not going to have 4-H in your school, but you can still be involved in 4-H. We try to stay really connected with them and gather their contact information so we can still keep in touch and let them know about opportunities. And that helps, but we still see a decline. Just like I said, because there's so many other good opportunities for kids to be involved in. 4-H is just one of them.
I would guess in a school like maybe Coffee County High School might be more people are more interested in 4-H than they might be in Tullahoma.
Probably so.
Is that the case?
It's hard to say, but probably so, because there's probably more agriculture-related activities and opportunities in the county versus Tullahoma.
Right.
However, like I said previously, we're not just about agriculture and home ec anymore. So it's just trying to get the word out that we're not, and we have a lot of really great opportunities available.
So it would be really good for a young person to really look into that.
I think so,
Especially,
yeah.
they say.
Yeah, I mean, we have opportunities for kids to go to events outside of the county, outside of the state. I've taken kids all over the United States competing in national events, not to mention the scholarship opportunities. I think if kids were more aware of that, they might try to stay involved in 4-H, because there's a lot of dollars out that through the 4-H program.
Right. Home ec, you mentioned home ec a couple of times. They still teach home ec in school?
I think so, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You know, I've often wished that I would have taken that class so I could do more for myself.
Yeah.
Like cook and learn how to sew on a button and those kinds of things.
And those things are so important for both girls and boys to learn. I mean, I just think about, you know, lately in my personal life, I've had a couple of friends who are older and they've lost their spouses. And so it's, you know, the man has lost his wife, and sadly, that man never learned to cook or clean, and so how are they going to feed themselves? So it's definitely a life skill. If nothing else, just know how to prepare yourself a healthy meal.
You also mentioned that it's time for county fairs and stuff, and this is a big time for you. Why is that?
Well, it's a huge time for me, specifically the week before the county fair is the state fair, and 4-H has a big fashion show that we do at the state fair, and I'm actually the one in charge of that. And so right now I'm trying to get together the information from all the participants and pull that contest together. And of course the following week will be the county fair in Coffee County, and my biggest involvement is running the funnel cake booth, which is our fundraiser for the year.
Right. You, if a young person would like to get involved in the 4-H program, they can do so, I assume, through their school, and what would they need to do to?
Well, if they're in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, we're going to see them anyway, so they don't really have to worry about reaching out to us. However, if they are in the 7th grade or above, I see my phone number is popped up on the screen, so please give me a call. I have an email address, we have a website, we have a Facebook page, so there's multiple ways. Just give me a call, and I'll probably interview youth and see what they're interested in and try to plug them in.
Okay. Michelle, thank you so much for coming by
Thanks
today.
for having me.
It's a great topic and something we don't hear a lot about that we need to know more about.
Yeah, which is why I like to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Folks, we'll be right back with more living right after this.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. I'm excited to have Kenny Delaney on the show with me today. He is on the board of directors for Multi-County.
Multi-County Cancer Support Network. It's a mouthful.
That was a mouthful to say. And
Yes.
you've been doing this for 7 years.
I've been on the board 7 years now. Yes.
So let's talk the walk.
Sure. Let's
Tell
do
me
it.
about it.
Yeah, we have an upcoming walkathon on Friday, September 14th. It starts at 6 p.m. We're still taking. We're still signing up teams. That's one of the big ways that we raise money is to form
I
teams.
wanted to ask about that. Like,
Sure.
Does it take a certain amount to form a team?
Yes, exactly
Okay,
right.
How
It
much
takes
is that?
at minimum 6 people at $50 each.
So $300.
Yes, there you
a
go.
team.
And people can raise that money however they wish. You know,
Right.
people do car washes and whatever as like church groups or school groups or even family groups.
So how many groups do you have right now, or do you actually know that number?
I think it's close to 40 right now.
that sounds good.
I think a lot of times we'll have 50 or so,
40 times 300,
a lot
yes.
of them
Yeah,
come in
that's a-
pretty close to the time
and
of the
sometimes
walkathon.
teams of more than 6.
Oh, absolutely.
You can bring all your
there's
friends.
church groups that
like
are
if
gigantic.
if you want, and do they each, regardless of how big the team is it still $50 a piece?
Yes, it's always
Okay.
going to be $50 because we hand out T-shirts and there's other things.
So
that,
what time does this start?
6 o'clock on Friday night, and from what I've heard, there's not a football game that night, so it
Okay.
ought to be an extra busy year this year.
I would
so
say,
that's always a
There'll
determining
be a lot of
factor is
people
where the
home.
football
Yeah.
is.
but what a great thing to do. I mean, I was personally affected a great deal by cancer in my family, and it means a lot to me to know that there's somebody out there
Yeah.
helping to support. And let's talk about what it is that you help people with.
Absolutely. It's threefold. We help people with educational, financial, and emotional support. And so we have a quarterly meeting, and we actually have a meeting this coming Thursday on the 6th. That's going to be a support
So you do
meeting.
it like the first Thursday?
Exactly, the first Thursday of every third month.
Every third
yes,
month.
and we call that a support meeting. This meeting is actually our bingo night, and that's one of our most
you meet
popular
in
ones.
Deckard?
Yes, our new location, because we recently moved within the last year. It's our address is 501 West Broad Street, and that's here in Deckard. It's a nice large area. We have a large open floor space for our
you
big
have room
meetings
for
again.
plenty of people.
Yeah, so we have room for plenty of people. We have a great night that night with bingo and prizes, and we feed everyone barbecue.
Okay, so they come and they have a meeting and they talk and they interact with each other. Is it kind of like talking about your problems concerning cancer, or is this just to raise more money?
No. Our support meetings are just a gathering.
Simply a gathering.
That's right.
Where you get
we
to
don't
talk
raise
to
money
people
those nights. That's
who
not
are
about
living
money.
with
That's about
people.
support.
Yeah.
We want to outreach. That's our goal that night. And this one we're calling it our kickoff for the walkathon, since we have our walkathon
is
coming
it for
up.
caretakers as well as for cancer
It's for everyone.
patients?
Yeah, everyone that's affected in any way
That's
is welcome
fabulous.
to come. It's open
Yeah.
just to the public. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason. Anybody can come for any reason.
And I think that a lot of people may not even realize how bad they need this support.
Yeah, and a lot of people, once they realize what we do and what we can provide, it's a little bit of the light.
Do you want to put a phone number up?
Yeah, our
if
phone
anybody
number,
wants to call you?
Yeah, we have an office manager and an office assistant. They're both part-time. We're open 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Okay.
But the phone number there is 931-967-0904. And that's a new number.
967-0904. If you all could put that up, it would be helpful, but I don't know if they heard me. Well, I just have to wait and see.
And people can find out more about us on our Facebook page, and then also we have a website, mccsn.org.
MCCSN.
Yep.
Let's just give them, what is it?
Multi-County Cancer Support Network.
All right, and probably
Yes.
if they just go into multi-county cancer, it's probably going to show up.
Yeah, it'll pop up.
Yeah, it'll pop up because I think there's a lot of people out there. I don't think there's anybody that's not affected by cancer in some way.
Yeah, I agree.
Either the family, a friend, or
yeah, we've got all of that family and friends and all of those in the past that have passed away from cancer, and so that's how my wife and I found out about this group. Is we were wanting to help a friend, and we wanted to find a charity that we could go through so that we could help them in that way, and so that's how we discovered Multi-County, and I got on the board of directors, and the rest is history. But yeah, we want to make sure everyone knows that we exist and what else we do. The financial assistance is perhaps
I was
the
very
greatest.
interested in the finance. Luckily, when my husband had cancer, he was military retired, so he was okay financially. But a lot of people, when we'd go for his, process of what they give you, the medicine and all that, there were people there that didn't have the money.
Yeah.
And so those people can come to you. Correct?
Yes, absolutely. It's astonishing.
Do you have rules like that?
It's an easy process.
Okay.
We have a form. We call it a need for assistance form, and our office manager or whoever's on at work that day, they can help anyone through the form. And all it is some basic information, some basic income information, and then we need to know about if they're asking us to help support them with their electric bills or water bills, then they would allow us to know their accounts.
Right.
Because we pay directly to the companies.
The company, not
yes,
to
we
them.
don't write a check to the cancer patient. We write a check directly to whoever we're helping them with, such as electric, water,
and
other
there's
stuff.
huge expenses incurred in just like getting to where you have to go.
Yes.
And some
we
people
help with that too.
That might, and that's wonderful.
Yes.
Some people that might actually have the funds but don't have the transportation, or maybe they can't drive.
Yeah.
Do you all cover some of that?
We cover travel expenses. There's a set national cost per mile that we go by. It's around 20 cents per mile, and so people can also, in addition to the need for assistance, they can also fill out a form and get it, signed by their doctor, saying that here's my trip every day or 5 days a week or whatever, and here's the mileage, and we reimburse the cancer patient for that. Yes.
That is super, and I think that the moral support is also probably as big as the financial.
Yeah, we want people to know that we exist, so that for whatever aspect of this that they need. We have bras, we have prosthesis.
There we have it up. There you go.
There you go. That's very nice. But we have a lot that we can offer, and the more exposure that we get in the community, the more the people that don't have insurance
people out
on
there
all
in
that.
the audience, we'd like for you to spread the word about the Multi-County Cancer Support Group, and to encourage people that, especially those that need help.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it doesn't matter how much money you have, you need help.
That's right. Yeah.
You need moral support.
Yeah, just reach out to us, and we'll let you know how we can help.
Yeah.
If you're unfamiliar with what exactly we do, that's what we're here for. We'll tell you, and then we'll help you.
And then it's a wonderful program. Now, I'm going to hush my mouth for a minute, and if you have any final words that you want to say about your organization or getting the word out,
absolutely.
Carry on.
Yeah. Thank you. We're a very proud member of the local area. We actually serve an 8-county area, and so a lot of the one misconception that people have is that we're associated with the American Cancer Society, and we are not.
Let's don't forget the walk-a-thon, and where do they go to sign up?
The easiest way to sign up is just to contact our office at the phone number on the screen.
Get your group together and get ready to start walking.
Church groups,
we're going to have to wrap it up. They're going to run us off. Thanks for coming. You can come back.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'd love to have you. We'll be back.
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades, and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Don't stop believing, Tullahoma. Faithfully, Tullahoma Parks and Rec is excited to announce Journey Resurrection, a Journey tribute band that will perform free to the public Friday, September 21st from Fraser McEwen Park at 7 p.m. The wheel in the sky will keep on turning, so bring your chairs and blankets. Cold drinks and food will be on hand, and you can have it any way you want it. We'll see you there, rain or shine. Resurrection, a Journey tribute band in Tullahoma, presented by Michelob Ultra, Light 2, and 93.9 The Duck. Visit TullahomaTN.gov for more info.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Welcome back. I have been blessed in my life to know some wonderfully talented and smart people, one of which is Miss Blossom Merriman. Hey, Blossom. Blossom is the
I'm so proud to be here.
I'm so proud to have you. Blossom is the curator of the museum at South Jackson Civic Center, and we were just discussing your all-white outfit.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, it's September 2nd and you're in white.
It's after Labor Day. You never wear white after Labor Day. It's against the rules. And you never mix your jewelry. You never do silver and gold together.
Oh my gosh, and you've mixed silver and
I have on
gold.
these Roman earrings here with a god on them. Oh, it's not done. It's not done. I'm going to tell you, you can't do these things. Well, we get all uptight. Was somebody just talking about getting uptight about stuff?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, you come to the museum and you're going to get uptight. Because for one thing, you're going to see things from the past that you don't understand. But you
can ask questions, I assume.
All of our experiences equal who we are, and then we get stomped down by the world, and we find out maybe we weren't that person after all, And time goes by. I hate to tell you, but
before you know it, it goes by. Before you know it, gone with the wind. Time is gone with the wind.
Where did it go? It all blew away because whenever a whole culture goes at one time, it takes many years to recoup from the upside down business that you were into when nobody knows what to do. And I read one time in a manners column that having good manners, the reason that is not to be snooty and stuffy, it is to establish the boundaries, which you do not cross over. So, okay, what happened in the 20s and 30s? Hollywood started wearing sunglasses.
And so
right?
There you
they
are.
They were trying to get around, and not be
not be noticed.
But if you go in now with a pair of sunglasses on, take them off and be sociable.
Okay.
And here we are with our white outfit. Does not, what can I say? It was fine 3 days ago. now it looks like a tacky party. What's a tacky party? What's tacky? What's the meaning of the word tacky?
Not many people know anymore.
Oh, well,
we used to have a tacky party day when I was in high school.
Exactly. I'm saying if you come to the museum, you're going to see a tacky party or two, and you're going to see some beautiful things.
When is the next time the museum is open?
We will be open for Erica's performance on the...
It's Erica Peterson. I keep saying Wonder, but it's Erica Wonder
Peterson. And that's the 9th, is it?
This Sunday the 9th at 2:30, and you're opening at 2.
And we will be opening up earlier than that. So if you're coming to see Erica, come on down. You'll see the museum light will hopefully be on if the electricity's working. It will be. And then we will come for the triquetra,
which is the following week.
Is the 3 nights.
Yes.
2 nights and a day. Yes. And I wanted to let you know that some of the things you might see might look a little bit familiar. Here's something we got recently, a EDC cookbook from 1957.
Oh my goodness, that is an old one.
It is an old one.
Some great recipes in there, I bet.
Well, and they're all ones that your grandma made, but it's okay. But here we have the proper way to donate something to the museum.
Okay, I'm glad you brought
call
that.
the office. And
455-5321 is the office at South Jackson.
Yes, and tell them you're bringing something for the museum, and you will be asked to sign a form that releases it from your custody into ours. And this is a legal form. Our lawyer says so, okay?
Right.
So once you release it to us, you may make a loan for a few years, but that's not permanent. This is permanent. When you do
if you release it, it
a deed of
becomes
gift, it's ours.
Okay.
And we will display it. Now, this was donated by some folks here in town. And when you look at this picture, you see that picture right there? That is the front of the General Cafe. That's not named after the General Civil War engine.
And where was that located?
This was located over close to Genesco because that was General Shoe Company. And that was kind of a national sort of company that put in shoe factories, and they made shoes there for quite some long time, even into our time. And now that's the vacant lot on the corner of AEDC Road and whatever that road is, the Manchester Highway.
Manchester Highway, 55.
That vacant lot right there was a shoe manufacturer. And everybody in my hometown, my dad's hometown in Missouri, they worked in the shoe factory because a lot of people didn't go to college.
Right.
They went right,
to the factory.
Right to the factory. They worked. They didn't have an opportunity maybe to go to college, and so they had to have some work. And then they went off. The war came along. People went off to. My grandmother worked in a munitions plant in St. Louis, which was 200 miles away from home.
Wow.
She'd never been away from home.
That's really something in her time.
Yes, that was
to go away
really
that
something.
far from
and
home.
We know nothing about what she did while she was up there, where she lived, or anything. I've tried to research that, and even with some pretty good skills at researching, I'm still having a hard time coming up. They tore the factory down. That's what happened. All these post-war things, like Camp Forest, got whooshed. And if you don't have the pictures from things of this nature, then you will not know why anything is done.
Well, Tullahoma is totally steeped in history.
It is, and we have the railroad, which was the reason why Tullahoma's here. It was a railroad camp in the early days, as were all the little camps, 8 to 10 miles along the road there. As they built the railroad from Nashville and from Chattanooga, coming this way and going that way all the time, they were going back and forth. So little railroad towns are traditionally about 6 to 8 miles away from each other. So you got Normandy, Wartrace, Tullahoma, Bell Buckle. They're all railroad towns.
And that was pretty exciting back in the day because
and now
they could bring
we just
goods
complain
in.
because we got to wait on one while it goes by.
I think it's kind of haunting to listen to it.
It brought thousands of soldiers here to and from. We have pictures in the museum of tanks lined up on flat cars going to the war. They've been made somewhere and they're going to the war. So when you come in there, you will see all kinds of things. One of my favorite ones is the dirigible Akron, and it is framed in pieces of its superstructure. When it crashed and burned, that beautiful picture
amazing,
there, that is early aluminum around that thing from the Akron itself. So, okay, and if I'm wrong about that, the label's right on it.
Okay, so they can read it.
Okay, and we hope you'll come down and see us this week, next week.
What about that book?
Well, Tennesseans have always been trailblazers, right?
You're right.
Tennesseans have done a lot of things, some of them illegal.
A lot of things illegal.
Yeah, but what we did was we went across the fall line that the king set, at the crest of the Appalachian Mountains. You were not supposed to go over there. Well, they were all over there. The long hunters were already there, shooting those bars and looking for land to settle on because nobody ever had enough income.
What got you interested in doing museum work?
What got me interested? I think a lot of it was the fact we had the Mississippi River. It had gunboats still visible from the Civil War.
Yeah.
And you always wanted to go out there when the water went down and see the gunboats, the outlines of the gunboats still in the river in the infamous New Madrid County.
Well, I got to tell you, folks, this can't possibly be the end of Blossom. She has a lot more to say, but I'm going to have to cut her off.
It's your privilege.
Thanks for coming. I'll see you in a little bit. All right. We'll be back.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville Caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and it's always fun to have Parks and Rec here, and Lyle's here with us today to talk about all things good.
Absolutely.
And Tullahoma fall is here. Well, it's not here because it's going to be 90 degrees today. But after Labor Day, people sort of get into that. It's coming.
Oh yeah.
And we've had a couple of little nights that felt nice and cool and such as that. So you're getting ready to get a bunch of new programs underway.
Yes.
With Parks and Rec and lots of stuff. You know, this guy and that group over there make sure there's a lot to do around here.
We try.
And it is really cool, all of the things that happen and take place in Tullahoma. So give us, I know Winston was talking the other day when he was on here about the walk in the Appalachian Trail.
Yes.
That's happening. Is that happening right now?
That officially kicks off today.
Today.
This is the first day.
How many teams did you end up with so far?
49.
That's pretty good. And
pretty good.
The average team has how many people in it?
6.
So you have to have 6, or that's just
you can have less than that, but right now all of our teams are full.
Have 6, so 49, say like 50. That's 300 people, right?
It is, just short of.
Yeah, that's really pretty cool.
Yeah, and doing all 2,158 miles of that trail, it's 300 people doing that. That's an awful lot of miles we're going to be putting on.
Well, you think they're all going to make it?
Well, not everybody gets all the way there, but we've had a few teams. Oh, yeah, we'll have a few teams beat it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I bet you will, too. Yeah. Well, what else is going on?
Well, we've got a bunch of really cool things coming up this month. Walk the Appalachian Trail is going on right now. We've also got coming up on September 19th. Now, this is somebody that you know, Mr. Lee Gibson.
No, Lee, yeah.
Yes, he's going to come to D.W. Wilson and do a lunch and learn program for us about songwriting.
Oh.
He's even threatened to bring his guitar and maybe play a couple of songs. Yeah, and teach us how to turn a story into a song. So we're looking forward to that.
That's really cool. I like Lee. And Lee, something else Lee can teach about is sound. He's a really good sound man.
That's what I hear. Yeah. And it's no pun intended.
Well, I mean, that's what I hear. He's done a lot of the stuff like the country show at South Jackson and some of the bigger shows where you need 15, 20 microphones.
Yeah.
He's good at it. So
I'm
excited to hear that.
Well, yeah, the folks at South Jackson are the ones that told me about him, and so I went online and checked him out and sent him a message, and we've sent a few back and forth, and I'm looking forward to it. He's a really interesting guy, and he's got some good music out there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is, and he's been on this show numerous times. Okay. He's quite talented.
Yeah. And also in the music realm, Friday, September 21st, you've probably seen the commercials rolling on here about the Journey tribute band. Journey Resurrection is coming. Show starts at 7 p.m. It's free. It's outdoors. It's in the park. It's going to be a really good show. These guys have played here before a few different times.
What night is that?
It's a Friday night.
Friday night.
September 21st.
So evidently football is either not happening or it's out of town.
I believe it's an away game.
Away game, okay.
Oh yeah, that would be that'd be tough.
That wouldn't work at all, would it?
No, we have to watch the football schedule for our programs down there. But we're looking forward to having them back again too. They always put on a good show, and from what I understand from other people who are in that business, that these guys are the gold standard of that.
Lincoln County. We're away at Lincoln County that night.
Okay, you had the football schedule with you.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of football, flag football is coming up. We're going to have a flag football league this year for adults. So if you want to relive those old gridiron days, come on out, and no tackle. So
no tackle.
Yeah, so we'll try to keep
There's
the
a lot of us that can't even walk the old gridiron days, much less run.
But we're going to try to keep the injuries to a minimum. Good. But yeah, we're going to.
No, that's great. It's a lot of fun. When I quit playing football because I had hurt myself in high school and I couldn't attempt to play in college, I joined a flag football league up there at UT, and I've never done it, and it's a lot of fun. Flag football is a good brand.
It is. Now, I am not a football player.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it by the size of me, but I enjoy going out and watching it. And the last couple of years that we've done it, we've had a really good turnout. A lot of good players too.
Oh yeah.
People who used to play in high school or maybe some college, or just who love the sport. So we're looking forward to having them out.
So you're walking the Appalachian Trail.
We are.
You got a Journey band.
Yes.
You got flag football.
Yes.
You got Mr. Lee Gibson teaching you how to songwrite.
Yep.
Certainly, there's one more thing.
Believe it or not, there is one more thing. So one of the things that we've been talking about getting into is esports. It's become a really big thing amongst esports, so electronic sports. So basically, video games. And so we have.
So that's to give you strong hands?
It is, to make your thumbs the strongest thumbs in the world. But so there's a game that's popular amongst, just really popular right now called Fortnite. And so we have figured out a way, and we've partnered up with Game Exchange here in Tullahoma, and they are going to help us put on a Fortnite tournament where we're going to have teams of 2 come in and play against each other in brackets. It's going to take the whole day, but it's going to be a lot of fun. This is a first try for us, and if it goes well, we'll probably do it again with some of the sports games, like the Madden football. And
well, I noticed a commercial on television where some guy's sitting there, and he's sitting in the morning, and he's, instead of doing sit-ups and push-ups, he's exercising his hands and his fingers, and you're going, what is he doing?
Well, just about.
And then it shows him doing this exact thing.
Oh yeah.
That you're talking about, which is really pretty cool. You see it on national TV, and you get to do it in Tullahoma.
Yeah, we're going to try it.
That's cool, man.
First 64 to sign up, so we're gonna try it with that. And tapping into that a little bit too. I mean, there's people who are professional video gamers, and I know for somebody even my generation, I grew up in the 80s, when that was first coming out. But for some older generations, they might think that's not a job. But believe it or not, it is. There's people that have made careers out of being really good at these games and testing them for companies and so on. So Tullahoma is a little bit smaller market, I guess, than some of those bigger cities that do these big, almost like bowl game type tournaments.
Sure.
But we're going to give it a shot on a smaller scale and see what we can come up with.
Hey, while we're talking about that, this is going to give me an opportunity to give a plug to 2 young entrepreneurs here in Tullahoma who have started VR, video, virtual reality gaming business.
I've heard about it. I've not seen it yet, but I've heard
it's
about
down in the Shahan building next to Tullahoma. Dave's Culberson Funeral Home. It's in that building there.
Oh, yeah.
And they have games that you can do anything from what you're talking about, or fight robots, to get in a submarine and go underwater and look at fish.
Yeah.
So give those guys. I mean, I just think it's wonderful that these young people are stepping out there and investing their money in different stuff in Tullahoma, and that's one of the same things. It's a video deal, and it's gaming, but it's virtual reality. So guys, we're proud of you.
There's there's another aspect of that too that some people don't think about. If you have somebody who may be wheelchair bound or who has special needs that may never get to experience something in the outside world because of physical limitations, a virtual reality substitute can give them an experience that they may not otherwise have. So it's, some people will say, oh, it's just games and it's not really anything extraordinary, but for some people it really could be.
Yeah, that's true. And I see something on television here recently about El-Lenon or something like that. And what amazes me is it's showing trade
Yes.
And it's showing how somebody is a merchant and they're manufacturing cloth and they're selling it. And I mean, there's a lot of education to be found there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is.
Wow. Thank you, buddy.
Anytime.
Appreciate you,
My
Parks
pleasure.
and Rec.
Thank
they
you.
got it going on right here in Tullahoma. You be part of it. All you got to do is go see them and find out what's happening. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mane. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterwear.
Yes, Roosterwear is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterwear specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterwear.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com.
to find our handcrafted designs for
The Cock of the Walk.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Well, folks, we've talked about him. There's been rumors rumbling all over town in the county in Middle Tennessee that he's almost like the Yeti. He doesn't appear, but every now and then, sort of like a comet, Halley's Comet. This is George Clooney's twin brother on the stage with me today in the body of Michael Bush.
What a setup.
What a setup. My buddy Mike Bush from over in Bell Buckle, Tennessee, artist, renowned artist, worked all over the world, and he has a new show that is a little bit, and that's not a little bit interesting, it's very, very, very interesting. And your first show, the first exhibit is at the Tullahoma Art Center right now.
Correct. The first show is, there are 3 phases to the show so far that are complete. They are Mirror on America, which is now showing at the Tullahoma Fine Arts Center, and will close out the end of this week. And we have Reflective Conversations, which is the second part of this series of paintings, which is presently at Columbia State College and will come to Tullahoma this weekend, and will be opening on Sunday the 9th. So if you can come out Sunday afternoon from 2 to 5. 2 to 5, we'll be there, answer any questions, and you'll see some artwork that isn't the traditional decorative, handsome landscapes or portraits of people.
Not something you're going to hang over your couch.
Absolutely. These are things that are meant to provoke thought and stimulate conversation. And so far they've been doing that quite well. So I'm excited about showing them here.
So I made mention earlier about the car with the cracked open hood with a cell phone down inside of it. You know, give us and folks, after Michael and I talk a little bit, we're going to play his video to close the end of the show today. So he's going to be explaining some more of this stuff. But what you did and the way you explained it to me, I've never thought of anything you've done as being fluff. You know, you've been you're very different and sort of out of worldly the way that you paint. I love the way Michael paints. You want to see some beautiful stuff, go to the South Jackson Civic Center office and look at the musicians up in there. And it's a lot of circles and a lot of flowing, and it's not regular artwork. It's out there and beautiful and free. And not cost-wise free, but freeing. And you decided that you wanted to do something with a little bit more body to it and a little bit more grit to it than that, and doing something for this country that is exposing some things that are happening all around us that nobody else wants to look at, right?
That's true. First of all, I'm a figurative expressionist painter, which was a hurdle I had to get past because I do traditional paintings that are oftentimes people have a yellow head and a purple arm and a red foot. And I didn't want these paintings those paintings to get in the way of what I was doing now. I had seen a peer of mine at a museum show and came home, told my wife that I felt there wasn't enough gravitas, no meat on the paintings I was doing. They weren't bad, they were good paintings. I still do them. My 16 galleries that represent me up and down the East Coast still show that kind of work. But I wanted to do something else with no other purpose than I just needed to do it for myself. At that point, what I did was set up a series 2.5 years ago in the winter. I set up and I did a series of drawings and felt I had the makings of a series. I called all my galleries and I said, you're not going to get new paintings for a while. You're not going to want the paintings that I'm doing now. They are not the kind of thing that fits well over a couch or in a dining room. Did the paintings. None of the galleries would show them except for my one in Chattanooga. And Keeley Crew, who ran the gallery, said, this is important. I said, well, these are not for sale, which is odd for a retail outlet to be willing to hang things that are not for sale.
Right. That's how they make their living.
Right. So we showed it, and still with no other purpose than it just made me feel good. And CCA, the Chattanooga Creative Arts High School, came, an administrator said, would you be willing to bring this here? And we did, and it was the candle, the light bulb over your head epiphany moment allowed me to understand this is the purpose of this show. Subsequently, I've been booking it into colleges, universities, and regional art centers. Its main purpose is to stimulate conversation about subjects that are crucial for people to be discussing. None of the paintings I have any answers. These are not solutions to a problem. The solutions are up to other people to come up with, young people in particular.
Right.
People my age had our whack at the ball, and we did as well as we could do, but there are large areas where we didn't accomplish what we were intending to from the 60s and 70s. But this show, when I can have the opportunity for students to come in, as they have it in Columbia, as they have in Nashville, as they have in Chattanooga, the students can be brought in, we sit down and discuss the paintings, discuss what they mean, and again, I'm not giving them answers. I don't want them, I'm not there to preach to them or tell them what they should be doing, just that they need to be thinking about
something needs to be done.
They need to be thinking about the solutions. And it's exciting to see when young people get involved in it. It's a new venue for them to express themselves and to see problems. They see it on TV, they see the same things on the news, they read about it in papers, they see it on the internet, but this is a whole new format when they see it in oil paintings hanging on the wall, and it seems to free them up. They seem not to be as restricted in their ability to express their opinions as well as ideas, solutions.
Well, what this does for them is it gives, with you sitting in front of them, with your artwork, and instead of a teacher sitting in front of them with somebody's artwork that already has a preconceived motion or notion of what it's supposed to be, they can say what they want in front of you because, number one, they're not getting graded on it.
Absolutely.
And number two, you're not going to judge them by what they say. And that's two things that our society does too much. We grade people and we judge people. And so we're going to play your 10-minute or 8-minute video at the end of the show today.
Well, thank you.
We just want people to know that Michael is going to be, you're going to be there Sunday the 9th at 2 o'clock from 2 to 5.
Correct.
At the opening, and that show will be hanging for a month.
For the remainder of this month, it'll be out of there in early August, October.
And do you have a website?
W. Michael Bush Artist.
Double Michael Bush Artist, and I'm sure everything in the world's on that website.
There's quite a bit, and
because Madonna
links.
will make sure it's done right. His wife Madonna is an incredible artist of her own in her own right as well.
Well, thank you.
So it's always a pleasure to have you here with us, buddy, and we'll hang around and we'll come back at the end of the show and introduce the video.
Certainly will. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Russell's got your truck, man. Russell's got your truck.
Keith Barnett here at the Russell Barnett Automotive family, and we have sold so many new trucks. We've got over 100 pre-owned trucks to choose from. Any make, any size, any model. It's as easy as going to russellbarnett.com to check out our pre-owned truck inventory. And remember, why buy your next truck anywhere else?
With the best selection anywhere, Russell's got your truck, man.
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. Am I on, folks? I got all carried away with the 80s. I'm introducing to you, take a look. Is that not fabulous? Cliff and Jamie with the Oldie Show coming up September 13th through the 16th at the Manchester Arts Center.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys really ready for
We're
this?
ready.
This is a change
I'm
from all
ready.
the... I know, I love the outfit.
I'm ready.
You got zippers everywhere.
I do, I know it. Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about the show.
Well, it's we wanted to do something a little different. You know, we usually do 50s and 60s
Right.
stuff, 70s, classic country.
You guys are going modern.
We are. We decided we wanted to for a long time. We finally pulled the trigger, got the band we needed, and we said we're gonna go and do an 80s show. So
And I'll bet it's been fun.
it's been a blast. The band has loved it.
Good. Everybody likes a change, you
Mhm.
know? And you've still got the 90s you can do, and you can move on. And when you
yeah.
get my age, think what you get to do.
Well, we got to keep going, you know.
Yeah, it is fabulous. What time does the show start?
7 o'clock.
And tickets?
They're at millenniumrep.org.
MillenniumRep.org.
Manchester Art Center. Doing 4 shows, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And $20 a ticket,
Uh-huh.
and that's everybody, right?
Yes, everybody. It's across
that's
the
a
board.
smart move. That's
Keeps
a smart
it
move.
simple.
Keeps it simple. And Sunday show at 2, and it's really easier if you go ahead and get your tickets online because you don't have to wait. You just go walk in and sit down. And I'll tell you what, there is not a bad seat in the house there.
No, there's not.
That's the beauty of that place. I just love that little auditorium. What is it? 200 seats?
180.
180. That's. Tell me about some of the songs that you're doing. What's your favorite?
My favorite? I don't know. I'll probably doing a ZZ Top song called Sharp Breast Man. That's probably one of my favorites.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to get past that Elvis number you do where the audience comes out of their seat every time you open your mouth.
Trilogy, yeah.
I love that. It is. You never get tired of hearing it.
Right.
So, can you top that? In this 80s show?
No.
You're working at it, I'm sure.
No.
Yeah.
We're trying. We're doing a little bit of everything. We'll be doing Billy Idol and Prince and Michael Jackson and Bon Jovi and Van Halen.
A little bit of Rick Springfield.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
You know, a lot of the girls, Joan Jett, Cyndi Lauper, Madonna. We're doing everything.
And well, I don't know how you do everything, but you somehow manage to do it every time.
Well, we like to have a lot of variety.
And these guys are coming back to South Jackson Civic Center with another show next season.
Yes.
Next season. We're excited about that. How many's in the show?
This one we've got 15.
15.
We usually range from 15 to 18.
Yeah. And do you have trouble deciding who's going to be Madonna, or does this person just evolve?
It just whatever, you know. I usually have it in my head who it sounds like, and I usually get it right.
Right.
But yeah, I mean it's pretty easy to pick them for people
Well, tell me
because I
who
know
did
their
your
voices.
hair.
Salon Rouge? No, no. It's just this is. If I had enough hair, I would wear this all the time.
I love it.
I like this.
It makes me think back when my son was in high school, and there was a period of having long hair, and I remember my husband just getting on his case about it all the time because he was military and
sure.
using to go with Anyway, my opinion was if that's the worst thing we have to worry about, we don't have to worry.
Yeah, he turned out all right. Look
at it. And you still have your hair.
Oh,
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
It really is.
Hold on to it.
Do y'all do a lot of group numbers?
We do a few. This is more a solo show.
That's what I was thinking, because the groups weren't quite as big then.
Right.
In that period.
And the
I'm
band
not
is
sure
part
why.
of the band is part of the show,
Sure.
and the lights and everything. It's going to be a totally different experience. We've really put a lot into the lights, and the whole show is worth it.
Well, I tell you what, if you want to see a good show, you will get tickets to this event because you will never fail to be entertained, honestly. I have never failed to be entertained, and I'm hoping, like everything, that I'm going to make it over there
so.
to see this before my time is up. When you order your tickets online, folks, that's really the easiest thing. Y'all don't charge any extra for online, do you?
No, ma'am.
You know, some places, like you'll call in, you got a tax on it, and this is just a flat $20, and that takes care of it.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good deal, frankly.
It is.
I think it's a really good deal. And I think you usually have an intermission.
We do.
And
we have an intermission.
Things are for sale there, and usually some nice artwork
Oh, yeah.
to look at.
And it's a 2-hour show.
That, yeah.
It's a solid 2 hours, and of course Cliff sang a lot of the 80s in the 80s, so it's a chance for him to go back.
You live there, you get to.
It's a chance for him to go back and do stuff that's in his wheelhouse too.
And I just asked you what was your favorite to sing, but did you have a favorite song period from that period?
Oh, not really.
I find myself having a hard time going back, like I should know the 50s really well, and I wasn't a big 50s fan, frankly. I was a jazz person, but you know, as I get older, I do start to remember some of those things. And our time is up, and you all just got to go see this show, which is next weekend.
It is. Starts Thursday.
All right, you guys go pull yourself together. I still want you to model. We'll be back.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
I mean, how can anybody be any luckier than this old boy right here to have Michael Bush on 1 minute and Woody Bedford on the next with Seymour Lynchburg? Look at Seymour. You know what? Woody told me, and I felt Seymour has new arms.
Yeah,
he's bionic now.
He had a recent arms transplant. He kind of wore out the first set, so he's got a new set. And
well, he's got to have something to polish those boots.
Yeah, but a lady friend out of Atlanta saw him and she sent him his boots.
I love it.
Hey, you never thought about being an old man.
Who's an old man around here?
I'm working on 29 41 times.
All right.
You know, a couple of weeks, I'll be 29 the 41st time. Hey, I'm hanging in here.
Good man.
And playing with him, he opens doors, he's fun, and he'll help us right on into...
Yeah, he does open doors, doesn't he?
Yes.
I like his glasses. He's had to get some glasses since I saw him last, I believe.
Well...
You too? I believe this is a reflection into this man's soul right here.
Yeah, well, the lady said that Lynchburg needed a new character, so she made him.
She made Seymour.
Creative design.
What you got going on, man? You're always here to tell us about what's good in Lynchburg.
We got a whole bunch of things going on, and there's a couple of things here. One that's coming up next. It's near and dear to all our hearts, Alzheimer's Association. We've put together Memories and Spirits Nights. That's going to be at the Lynchburg Winery and Distillery. It's free. Free. But don't forget your wallet.
Free.
Don't forget
free,
your wallet.
But you can make a donation.
Yeah, it's free. Don't forget your wallet. Yeah. Jack Daniel's providing barbecue for the food, so we've got free food. We've got a couple of live bands that are going to intermingle in this. We've got
now where's it's going to be at the winery?
It's going to be at the winery on the northwest corner of the square.
Okay.
It's Saturday, September 22nd.
So if somebody shows up downtown Lynchburg, and this is going on, they'll be able to find it. It'll be obvious where it is.
If they can't, they got a big problem.
They don't need to be going to it anyway.
They don't need to be driving.
I understand.
We're on the northeast corner. I mean, great big sign says Lynchburg Winery, Lynchburg Distillery. That's the second oldest legal distillery in Moore County.
There you go.
We know it is not the second oldest distillery.
Right.
But this Alzheimer's, we've got live auctions, silent auctions, door prizes, and that's why bring your wallet. My personal view, I am so blessed with what I've done in my life, where I'm at in my life, and I think all of us are, and we start looking ahead at what's happening, and we need to give back.
Oh, certainly.
You know, and one of the ways.
And there are people younger, much younger than you and me, who have dementia and Alzheimer's and Lewy body and can't sit and have a conversation like we are lucky to be able to do right now.
Yes, sir. And it is affected. I started to look at numbers, and I can't do this.
No.
But it's affected everybody. Everybody knows someone. Everybody's involved with someone.
That's
and
right.
this is I know to yours and now to mine. It's dear and true to our hearts. It's something we need to do. And
Right.
one of the things too that this does is memories and spirits. You can make memories. We can help create memories. And one of the things we're trying to do is together we can reclaim the future.
There you go.
So together we can reclaim the future, and you come to the event.
Yeah.
Like I say, we got music, door prizes, auction items, major sponsors, just
There won't
21.
be,
we got
a
21.
libation down there, will there?
Yes, sir. There are tastings, and all of the proceeds go to Alzheimer's.
There you go.
The winery is not charging for any. They're not taking any profits. All the
understand.
money made that night goes to Alzheimer's. Everything that comes in the cash register goes to Alzheimer's. They've got the wonderful wines from dry to sweet. We've got the distillery next door, whiskey, cinnamon. They got a lemonade that's right down your alley. The apple pie, moonshine apple.
Right.
And there is a holler shine. Now it's about 120 proof.
What would you call that?
Holler shine.
So when you taste that, it makes you holler? Is that why they call it holler shine?
120 proof, but it's smooth.
It make me holler. But I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Ow! Make you howl at the moon.
And there will be on hand non-alcoholic beverages.
There you go.
We're in us all the way around. Like I say, we've got a couple of live bands that's showing up. Lynchburg Radio is providing those.
Right. Now, will they be what type of music will that be? Probably country or bluegrass, or do we know? Maybe a little light rock and roll.
Little everything.
A little bit of everything. Well, that's good.
I don't know.
We like everything.
We haven't finalized exactly who they are. And besides that, I think Johnny's told me, but it went, oh, wing.
There you go.
Yeah. You know how that works? Yeah. So, and just so we do while we think about it real quick, Lynchburg, we've got storytelling night coming up the 28th, Saturday, 8 storytellers in the gazebo.
Right.
We got that little bitty barbecue coming up in October.
Little bitty barbecue.
That little bitty barbecue coming up
in October. Is that when they kill little pigs?
Yeah.
They use little pigs for the little bitty barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Pig on a stick. Wouldn't that be something to have a little bitty pig on a stick? She says we got to go.
Hey,
we got to go,
always,
brother.
buddy.
Always
Hey.
a pleasure to see you. We'll be back with a little bitty pig on a stick.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we're back, and here's Michael Bush again, and we're going to end the show today with about an 8-minute video of his about his show at the Tullahoma Art Center. Michael, again, thank you, buddy, and you're always welcome.
Please come out on Sunday.
See you next time, folks.
I'm W. Michael Bush. I'm an artist that has been painting professionally his entire life, painted movies for 20 years, and now just paint canvases. I'm starting a series called Mirror on America, Reflective Conversations, which are designed to be a visual essay to stimulate conversation between young people and students. They are each on one subject, and then we go and sit and discuss it in a classroom kind of environment. I've set this show up a couple times at CCA in Chattanooga, and they brought about 40 to 50 students in per class, and then we sat and discussed each painting, what they thought it meant and what I had done to paint it. It's very exciting meeting young people and telling them what I was thinking of when I was doing the painting and listening to what they read into the painting. I have done a painting called The Orange Pipeline, which is, the essay on that is a story about how we're bringing young men into a prison system at an alarming rate and literally ruining their lives. I designed it as we do from top to bottom, left to right. In the upper left-hand corner is an individual with blue jeans and tennis shoes entering the system, which all the mechanisms spit out guys in orange jumpsuits. One of the students looked at it and saw it in the reverse and said, you know, all of these people that are going into prison are coming out. So she saw it as someone at the bottom in an orange jumpsuit ultimately is going to be returned to society in blue jeans and tennis shoes. It's not a wrong interpretation. It just didn't fit my narrative, but it is a subject possibly for another painting. The glass ceiling series is a metaphor that I think a lot of people, particularly last year with the elections, heard and began to understand, but not all students did. The painting clearly is of a middle-aged lady standing with a boss of the company on her shoulders with a piece of plexiglass in between, and she can see the glass ceiling. He's looking up and he can't, and so I've titled it, I Don't See Any Glass Ceiling From Here. Now, I took it down, and many of the students knew what the glass ceiling was, but there were a fair number that didn't. And one young lady in particular, her interpretation was excellent, but totally different. She said she saw it as a mother helping her son to succeed. Well, he had climbed the success of business via her assistance. And I thought that was an interesting look at it too. It's just as legitimate as my idea, just doesn't necessarily always fit the title. And then I did several more paintings along that subject to try to show the glass ceiling beginning to crack, the glass ceiling beginning to break. Glass ceiling will be ultimately destroyed when other women begin to help those up through the glass ceiling. Portrait of an Inner City Youth is the first in this series of paintings that I did, and it speaks to the devaluing of human life of young people, particularly in urban and inner city areas. There seems to be nightly on every city's news, I don't care if it's from Chicago to LA to Nashville to Miami, just a random rash of shootings that go on. So much so that we become anesthetized to that. And we just sit and as soon as it's over, we go, oh, now the weather and the sports. And I wanted them to see that these are young people that have become targets. They're not targets of any one individual group or any one individual. They're value has just been reduced to nothing, and they feel that. They feel that they aren't important. They feel that they aren't of value, and they treat themselves that way. That's the target on the young man who is every inner city youth in the way he feels. This collection of paintings is now being stewarded by a 501c, the Bell Buckle Arts Council, and we're soliciting sponsors so that I can take this to schools that don't have sufficient funding. We like to do the show for about 2 months. I like to be able to come for 1 or 2 days, 3 days possibly, to sit and discuss it with the students. This is an interdisciplinary kind of art show, so it's not just for the art students. It can easily be for political science students, humanities students. We want the widest variety of kids to come in and be able to take a look at this show and participate in the conversation. It's not just for the art majors. We're wanting this to be something that a school can use as a teaching tool. Sponsors for these particular shows will have certain benefits that we hope that they'll be interested in. By including them in all the posters and banners, they will be the title headline of who's sponsoring this show, so that the students, the museums, whoever come can see that they are the financial allowance that is going to make the show happen. What I want people to take away from this is twofold. Number one, I want them to realize many paintings have a purpose, an identity of their own, and that when they go to a museum or an art gallery, they should be looking at the paintings and trying to read some story into them. Now, not all paintings are meant to be metaphors or stories or parables, but the ones I'm working on, Mirror on America and Reflective Conversations, certainly are meant to be that way. So what I'm wanting people to take away from this, and what has been taken away so far, is that people have been able to gather together with differing points of view and look at one subject and be able to discuss it civilly without a lot of rancor. If we can start to do that, we can bring back civics to our society. And I've been able to see that in schools, colleges, and high schools, and I think if we got people to come in to look at it in museums, we could get adults to join that same conversation.